What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Reckoning here on the Eternal Wrestling Podcast. And I'm your host, Jacob, and we are fresh off the heels of our last pay-per-view, Inferno. And now we are on the road to Event Horizon, which will take place on August 1st, a Saturday. Our show opens up a match between the Bastard Pac and Johnny Gargano, as Johnny Gargano stuck his nose in a singles match between Pac and Tommaso Ciampa. So this match, Gargano uses his speed very early on here, but Pac cuts him off with a brutal Tittle Whirl backbreaker. So Pac dismantles Johnny methodically, and he focuses on the neck with stiff kicks and a deadlift German suplex. For Gargano, he shows a brief spark of life here, of hope. He's fighting out of a superplex attempt, but Pac counters. It's a Hurricane Rana. Both men end up on the mat. After this, Pac decides to try to hit a slingshot spear straight into a brutal lariat. And Pac, he locks on the brutalizer for the submission, and he forces a very frantic Johnny Gargano to tap out. Even though Johnny does tap out and the ref is calling for the bell, Pac holds on the submission. He refuses to break the hold immediately, and he's soaking in the heat and some of the boos from the fans. And suddenly, Tommaso Ciampa, his music hits. I don't know's my story. And he comes out. He's not helping his former tag team partner. He's just taking in the sight. And then he slowly claps. Because Johnny, he's getting what is owed to him, as he decided to dissolve DIY for no real apparent reason and just go his own way. Eventually, Pac does let go of Johnny. He starts yelling at Tommaso Ciampa. It looks like this series of matches between Pac and Ciampa are very much far from over. Next up, out comes Diamond Dallas Page. Bang! He makes his way to the ring. He's wearing that vest and he's got those blue jeans on. He grabs a mic and he says that, I don't care who you are. You can be a monster, a myth, a man. If you want to fight tonight, come out of the ring and feel the bang. He does it, the diamond symbol once more, and we wait in anticipation, and the crowd goes silent. I hear voices in my head. Randy Orton's theme song plays. His Tron pops up, and DDP, he takes his vest off, and, he's gearing up. He's ready to go. Wait. Orton's music still plays, and it's playing. DDP's looking around like, well, what's going on here? Like, he even looks behind him a couple times, and he just doesn't know what's going on. All of a sudden, Orton slides underneath the bottom rope, and DDP, he hears the crowd. They're screaming, they're yelling. He's got that look on his face like, oh boy, it's coming. He turns around and boom, right into a devastating RKO. Orton, he pops back up. He throws off that hooded vest of his, and spit just flying out of his mouth. He looks very erratic here. Very angry. His face is red. He's berating the veteran, talking trash, and in typical Orton fashion, he starts backing up into the corner, and he's aiming for that punt kick. He's going to take off the head of Diamond Dallas here. But before he can really get running, referees slide in. Orton, he powders out, and he goes over the barricade, slithering like the snake that he is. Next up, out comes Kevin Owens. He looks very solemn here, very somber. He makes his way out to the ring. Some of the fans are booing him. Some of the fans are cheering for him as well. He calls out our world champion, Finn Balor, and he tells Finn, you know what, get out here right now. Let's talk. I've got something to say. And we wait a little bit, then the prince has arrived. Finn Balor, his music hits. He comes walking out. He's just in street clothes, leather jacket, got the world title strapped across his shoulder. He makes his way into the ring. Owens, before Finn can say anything, he tells Balor that at the pay-per-view, I gave you everything that I had, and you beat me. You were the better man on Saturday night. And Owens, he extends his hand to Finn, and Finn, he's not too sure. He looks to his left. He looks to his right, taking it in. He grabs the hand of Kevin Owens, and he shakes Owens' hand. Owens nods respectfully. He rolls out of the ring towards the top of the entrance ramp, as he has a match to prepare for later on tonight. Next up, out comes the Honky Tonk Man, like him. And his opponent in this singles match, Kane. Fire starts shooting up off the entrance ramp, and out comes Kane with his long black hair. He's got that full face mask, the full bodysuit. Very much 90s Kane here. Kane, he just marches towards the ring. He gets in, the bell sounds, and this is a total squash here. Honky Tonk Man, he tries backing away. He's trying to get away from the big red machine because he knows that a beating is coming his way. But Kane corners him almost immediately, and just a big, massive chop to the throat of Honky Tonk Man, taking him down, gets him in a sidewalk slam, and Kane, he signals for the end. Grabs onto the throat of Honky Tonk Man, picks him up, big choke slam. 1, 2, 3. This match is over very quickly. Before Kane can throw his hands up and send the fire shooting out of the ring posts, out comes Jon Moxley. He comes down through the crowd, and he's got a mic in his hand. He's pacing back and forth here in the crowd, and he's cut a gritty promo on the Big Red Machine, and he's telling Kane that he doesn't care that he's a monster, that he doesn't care about past accomplishments. Moxley will thrive in the dark, and if Kane wants a fight, if need be, he will drag Kane back to hell. Now we go backstage as Jeff Hardy, he crosses paths with Max Caster. The Acclaimed had a title shot last week, and Caster decided to try to cheat and use a chain. He popped Jeff right upside the head, so Jeff stops him, looking him up and down with disdain and letting Caster know exactly how little he thinks of him and the way he runs his mouth. Owens comes in, he steps in between both men, and he doesn't want this to escalate any further. He's trying to be the peacemaker here. And then Matt enters frame, supporting his brother, and as the Acclaimed go to leave, Caster decides to back off, and so does Owens. All of a sudden, Owens grabs a boombox and smashes Jeff right over the head. Matt turns around, he gets the boombox straight to the ribs and starts beating down on Matt Hardy. Owens is trying to get his tag team partner to get his stuff together. He's trying to pull him back, trying to get him to calm down. And eventually, some officials have to come running in and stop this madness. Next up, out comes Swerve Strickland. Whose house? He comes strolling out to the ring with Umaga, his hired bodyguard, and he motions for a mic, but before he can say anything, out comes Big Van Vader. It's time. It's time. It's Vader time. Out comes Vader. He just powers down to the ring, gets right in the face of Swerve Strickland, but Umaga steps in and starts getting nose to nose with the Mastodon. And an impromptu match is called. A referee comes out to make this one official. And this is very much a big heavyweight collision. Vader with a series of stiff, heavy clotheslines, trying to keep Umaga off of his feet as much as possible. But eventually Umaga fires back with a big Samoan drop that shakes the ring ropes. And Umaga hits a devastating body avalanche towards the corner, trying to smash Vader, but he misses. Vader capitalizes. He starts beating down on the bulldozer, body slamming him even. And as he bounces off the ropes, trying to get some momentum, Umaga capitalizes, charging into him, knocking him down, sending him flying back into a corner. And then Umaga, he lets out a big roar, and he goes running hip attack, smashing Vader down. He picks up the beaten down Vader, Samoan spike to the throat to secure the victory. We're taken backstage here, and our Vanguard champion, Damian Priest, is talking to General Manager Adam Pearce, and he's curious who his next challenger is going to be. He's ready to defend the title, and he really wants to show that he can be a workhorse and deserving of the limelight as well. All of a sudden, the door flies open. The camera pans, and we see Seth freaking Rollins, the former Vanguard champion. He has not gotten his rematch for the Vanguard title. He's wearing a flashy suit. He's got shades on. He's smirking. Rollins, he looks at the title. Then he looks at Priest. And before he can start saying anything, our general manager, he steps in and he's like, you know what, Seth, you haven't got your rematch. And next week, it's official. You two for the Vanguard title. Seth, he laughs that cackle and he leaves. Next up, we got a tag team contest. The Outsiders, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash taking on the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley, and Chris Sabin. So this is a clash of styles here for sure. Kevin Nash, he's using his size to isolate Alex Shelley very early on here. And he tags in Scott Hall, who delivers his signature punches and fall-away slams. The Outsiders, they look completely in control for the most part until a blind tag lets Chris Sabin in, and he hits the ring like a bat out of hell. He's ready to go. The match continues on, and now we're getting towards the finish here, towards the closing segments of the match. Sabin uses some very fast-paced kicks and springboards to disorient Kevin Nash, who got tagged back in. And Hall, he's trying to step in and get Alex Shelley here. But Sabin counters, super kick to Hall's knee. And the Machine Guns, they hit a lightning fast combination, taking out Scott Hall, eliminating him for the matchup for the most part. Kevin Nash tries to gain some momentum and capitalize, but eventually they hit the skull and bones on Kevin Nash, taking him down, hook his leg for the pin. 1, 2, 3. Another shocking loss for the Outsiders, and Kevin Nash, he is looking frustrated as can be. It seems that the Outsiders are losing some momentum and some of their tag team cohesion. Next up, we go backstage once more. Bam Bam Bigelow, He is making his way through one of the corridors. He's preparing for his match against Kevin Owens coming up soon. And he encounters Brody King, one member of the House of Darkness. So Bam Bam tells him you need to get out of my way, kid, before you get hurt. Brody King stands there. He's standing his ground. Bam Bam hits a big shoulder charge into Brody King and keeps marching on down the hallway. Brody turns around, staring holes into the back of the head of Bam Bam Bigelow. And he has a slight grin across his face. Next up is that one-on-one contest. Kevin Owens and Bam Bam Bigelow. Very hard-hitting match here. Physical brawl between two agile men. So Bam Bam, he ends up hitting a massive diving headbutt. Hooks a leg. 1, 2. Kevin Owens kicks out. Ooh, very close to a 3 here. And while Owens fights back here, he hits a cannonball into the corner on Bam Bam. And he's waiting for Bam Bam to get up. He's looking for that stunner. All of a sudden, the lights flicker, they go black. And when the lights turn back on the entrance ramp is the Undertaker. And surrounding Bam Bam Bigelow is Aleister Black and Brody King. So Owens, he's taken back here as Aleister and Brody King, they're beating down on Bam Bam Bigelow. Definitely sending a message that you don't mess with the House of Darkness. Doesn't matter which member. So Owens, he decides that, you know what, this isn't my fight. He rolls out of the ring, heads up the entrance ramp, and Undertaker just stares him down as he leaves. Next up is our main event of the evening. We will see Eddie Kingston, the Mad King, taking on the Game Triple H in a no disqualification match. Both men enter the ring. The tension is high. The fans are cheering. The bell sounds. And this match is pure unadulterated violence. Kingston, he didn't even wait for the bell to sound really. And he's already going up the ramp with his steel chair, trying to beat down on Triple H. He's not been a fan of Triple H for weeks. He cost Triple H the win in the Battle Royal a couple months back to be able to face Hogan for the world title. And he's just been trying to beat down on Triple H and heed any progress that Triple H may have. So eventually the fight spills into the crowd here. And there's back and forth. Triple H, he sends Eddie Kingston crashing into the concrete steps. The fans are loving it. You know, they're patting the wrestlers on the back. And Triple H is even picking up trash cans, just beating down on Eddie Kingston. Eventually, the match comes back towards ringside and into the ring. And by this time, Eddie Kingston, he's been busted open pretty bad, bleeding pretty severely, as his head did collide with a barricade as well. So once the action spills back into the ring, Kingston, he's able to get a second wind. He's able to take down Triple H, and he goes looking underneath the ring apron. He gets a kendo stick, and he starts blistering the back of Triple H. You can see those red welts just appearing across the game. And then as Triple H tries to get up, a big spinning back fist to Triple H. Hooks a leg. 1, 2, almost a 3 count as Triple H kicks out. So Eddie Kingston, he goes to the outside here. He's setting up a table, and he's looking to put Triple H through it. So he slides the table in, he sets it up. Triple H is still down, and he leans Triple H against the table. Eddie, he goes running. He hits the ropes, bounces off. All of a sudden, the Game spine buster, putting Kingston through the table. Shards of wood just fly everywhere as the table explodes. And Triple H, he does like kind of, he flexes, doing the Game thing. He picks up Kingston, gets him in a pedigree position. Boom. Pedigree right in the center of the ring, rolls him over. 1, 2, 3. And that Game emerges victorious in this bloody battle. The show's not over just yet. We cut backstage, and Finn Balor, he's walking towards his car. He's heading towards the loading docks to walk out, and some of the crew are congratulating him on his victory at the pay-per-view, and he passes some familiar faces, and anyways, all of a sudden, 2 masked attackers attack Finn Balor, beating him down with some steel pipes. And Finn, he's clutching his ribs. He's trying to protect his injured ribs that have been injured for quite a bit now. He's just getting beaten down, and then they slide him over to a loading dock door. They pick up the loading dock door, and then they just slam it down on the injured ribs of the Prince. And they're also holding down on that button too, because it's somewhat automated. And Finn, he's just sitting there screaming and yelling for help. All of a sudden, the officials, they rush in. Adam Pearce is rushing into the masked attackers. They go running through the exit door nearby and jump into a car and speed away as our show goes off the air. And that's going to be it for Reckoning. We'll be back next Tuesday for another episode. And I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and, hit that notification bell. Be sure to follow along as we build towards our next pay-per-view, Event Horizon, on August 1st. Peace.